Hey there, everybody. It's Rex Sikes. I just wanted to say, have a happy, beautiful Tuesday day and enjoy whatever you're doing, wherever you are. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay well. I want you to know that I love you and I wish you peace, great health, safety, well being, happiness, wealth, and success. I'm doing a series of webinars coming up. I'm doing a series of free Facebook videos. Obviously, every day I have my daily inspiration and gratitude blog that you can get at gratitudeactivator.com. I've done that for 6 straight years daily. I've never missed. I've never broken the chain. And when I'm in the desert or where I don't have internet access, I write a few in advance. And yes, sometimes they have misspellings because I'm on the rush or on the go. But the thoughts, the ideas, the inspiration, and the motivation is there for you to take advantage of, so that every day you get a little quality thinking food to help you get through each and every day, and to make it more delightful and more fun and more pleasant, and to live the best life that you can possibly live, and the life that you deserve. So take advantage, get the free blog, and uplift yourself. You know, a rising tide lifts the whole boat. We are in this together. And one of the things that we can do while we're together, even though we are separated and in our own homes, is to stay connected. I don't mean argue on Facebook. I mean to engage, to interact, to share, to contribute, to like, to support. You know, the more engagement we have with each other, the closer we actually are. You know, ask questions, answer questions, make comments, and like things. Too many of us have lived too long as observers of reality. In other words, you see people walking around on their phones. It started back in the old days with people carrying boom boxes on their shoulders, and then it became headphones and their iPods, and then it became looking at their TV screens and texting while they're walking or driving. The key, though, is to remain attached to each other in a useful sense. Hi, Rod. Brad, welcome. Patrick, welcome. Mitzi, welcome. So as often as I can, I'm providing free inspiration through my blog, and I'd love you to subscribe and to get it, to share it, to interact. I post it every day on my wall here in Facebook, and it truly is there. It's food for the soul, food for the heart, food for the mind, to help you uplift and to vibe high, and to have a better day each and every day. Because every day that you think and feel and speak better, you act better. And when you act better, you attract more of the wonderful things around you. You know, birds of a feather truly do flock together. And people who commiserate and complain and whine and blame and excuse, attract those people too. Haters attract haters and lovers attract lovers. It doesn't mean that you won't encounter a hater if you're a lover, and it doesn't mean that you won't encounter a lover if you're a hater. I think I said that correctly. I may not have, but you know what I'm getting at. If you get up every morning and you look for smiles, you're bound to find more smiles, because what we look for, focus on, is what we tend to find and get. So, you get more smiles if you look for smiles, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to get a frown, or somebody's not going to give you the finger, or that something bad isn't going to happen, because things do. But your attitude is everything. How you set your mind and how you set your heart and how you go through your experience in life determines the kind of life that you live. And if you know me, you know that my motto is create your best life ever. It's not going to happen to you. You don't get it by default. It's not accidental. Yes, there are people who are born with a silver spoon. Napoleon Hill got in touch with, due to Andrew Carnegie, over 520 of the richest men at the time, but the richest men in the world, to study them for up to 20 years in order to write Laws of Success, and then the number one millionaire bookmaker, or the Millionaire Maker book, Think and Grow Rich. And he said this, and it's very important that you get this. He said, if you want money, you can have money, you can get money. Jerks get money, but good people get money. But if you prepare and you want something really bad, here are the things, the principles, the practices you need to put in place in order to make it happen. And at the end of his life, and he died in 1970, but toward the end of his life, he wrote Peace and Grow Rich and said of the 520 people that he studied, and he said, and he got to know, and he was invited into their homes, and he had dinner, and he knew their kids and their wives and the families and things. He said a lot of the kids were screwed up because they were born with everything. They didn't have to work for anything. So some turned to drugs and alcohol, unfortunately. Many of the millionaires died broke or penniless because they didn't learn how to manage their money. They made their money, but they weren't really good at it. And sometimes when people make money and they get successful, then everything stops. Everything changes because instead of doing what they did to make the money, they now do things to hang on to the money. They're worried about losing the money, and their attitude actually changes from I can create wealth to I don't want to lose my wealth. And if you don't want to lose your wealth, you're thinking and acting and speaking and behaving and feeling differently, then I can do anything, I can create anything I want. And so he said, a lot of these people died penniless, they died broke, they ended up in insane asylums, they were alcoholics or drug addicts, they weren't very happy. He said only one person, and that was John Burroughs. Burroughs was essentially an ecologist or a nature writer, a naturalist, and he said only he seemed to get it, that it was about peace and to live a well and a good life. And it wasn't that money should be the all of everything. Money is important as a means of exchange, and you can get it if you want it. You can make it. You can have it. And right now in our time, we're learning that, hey, guess what? A lot of people are having difficulty with money, and there's a massive transfer of wealth to the rich. The taxpayers are funding the people who pay no taxes and bailing out their corporations. It truly isn't fair, and the economy could collapse, and maybe it won't. I don't wish for anything other than positive transformation. Hi, David. Positive transformation. So if it does collapse, you know what? If you're resilient and you have the right attitude, and you know you can get through any hardship, then you will. At least you will better than if you whine and complain and blame and accuse and feel that everything is forlorn and forsaken and we've gone to hell in a handbasket kind of thing. So attitude makes a difference. Attitude truly is different. So if each and every morning you get up and you activate your attitude and you feel good and you feel wonderful and you fill yourself with positive thoughts and thinking and feelings that can carry you through the day, and then before you go to bed, you count your blessings and you're grateful for the family, the friends, the opportunities. I mean, I'm safe in my home. I have my companions, my dogs, my wonderful friends. My children are safe where they are, and I wish them the best. And I have friends I remain in contact. I get to do these. Hi, Mandy. I get to do these videos. I mean, my life in some ways is altered. I don't get to do movies like I like to. But I get to do whatever I want. Hi, Mauro. I get to do whatever I want. And I get to take this time to reflect and to renew and to refresh and to count my blessings and to be glad about the things that I can do. Viktor Frankl, I keep coming back to Viktor Frankl, said, you can imprison my body, and true, that might suck. It might suck. But you can't imprison my mind. And Einstein said imagination is more important than knowledge. So if you can see a new way of being, if you can transform yourself, if you can get over the reluctance, the inertia to change, to get outside your comfort zone and do things in your own best interest. And one of those things to do is to vibe high, to increase your feelings of wonderfulness. It's not, people talk about being optimistic or positive thinking in errant ways. For example, one person says positive thinking is going, there are no weeds, there are no weeds, there are no weeds. And that is not positive thinking. That's delusional thinking. That's a hallucinatory thing. Positive thinking is there are weeds and I can weed them. I can weed my garden. I can make it beautiful. I can handle the weeds. I'm resourceful. I am bigger than the weeds. Whatever challenge weeds bring me, I am more than capable of taking care of my garden and making it beautiful. And there will be a better day because I am able to make the day better. You can't change what's offered you, but you can change your response. And that's my darling Sasha. You can change your response to the day. When you're driving down the street and someone gives you the finger and you give them the finger back, that's a reaction. That's a knee-jerk reaction, just like when the doctor hits your knee with a hammer. It's a knee-jerk. And what you want to learn to do is, instead of having knee-jerk reactions to less than glorious circumstances, hi, Sasha, yes, there's somebody outside going by, and you're such a wonderful watchdog. You're so wonderful. You protect me so well. I love you, darling. I love you. Yes, darling. We'll be okay? We'll be okay. Yeah, thank you, sweet. I know. Come on over here. Come on. Hi, Christopher. So where was I? It's a time for review, a time for reflection, a time to remember what I was saying. But you get it? If you activate your attitude and you know that you're capable and you increase the well-being that you experience and the joy that you feel and the happiness, and you're grateful for all things, and you consider all challenges and all problems and all adversity at least the seed of opportunity and the blessing, if you look for the silver lining, you can find it. You can find it. And yeah, prison, imprison my body, locking me up, might not be fun. And there would probably be reactions to it. And reactions are normal. They're part of our conditioning. They're how we grew up. They're what we learned from birth on, and through our experiences and dealing with parents and peers and educators and the media and everything. We've learned to behave and think and feel and act and speak in certain ways. We are creatures of habit. And habits are, what are habits? They're automatically reliable, unconscious routines that we discover ourselves engaging in, but they weren't always there. We had to develop them. We had to learn them. We had to learn the routine, and we did it through repetition, through re-exposure continuously, until it became a reliable, automatic, unconscious habit that you find yourself doing, like driving a car became a reliable, automatic, unconscious habit. What you did to learn to do it, you don't have to go through every day. Now you just get in the car and do it. Easy. You took a long time to learn to write. You had to print, if you're old enough, you had to print, using a big pencil the size of a baseball bat and paper, and you made big A's and capital B's and C's and little letters, and then eventually you went to script and handwriting. And it took a while. You probably started it in, first, second, third grade, something like that. I forget. It was a long time. Now you don't have to think about the process of writing or what you did to do it. And you learned how to read those letters. And think about this. Hi, David. When you learn to read, you read everything unconsciously. If you drive past a billboard and you look at it, you read it. You cannot not read. You have a comment in the section here underneath, and I hope you will comment. I hope you will engage. I hope you will interact. Then you know what happens? Is when you see it, you read it. I'm seeing your names. I'm reading them. I can't not read them. So a habit is something that, in this case, is something that is automatically reliable. And we have lots of really good habits that keep us alive, that keep us upright. Our unconscious mind beats our heart. It controls our breathing. It takes care of digesting our food and everything else. And it takes care of all of these habits that we find. And so when somebody pisses you off on the road and you give them the finger, or you give them the finger because they gave you one, that's automatic. What you want to do is be able to create a tiny gap, because there is one, and learn how to respond. And learn how to create new habits that overwrite the old habits. Your brain will learn and develop new things that it can do instead of the old things. Because if you always do what you always did, you will always continue to get what you have always gotten. And getting what you've always gotten and doing everything the same, but expecting it to get you a different result, is the definition of insanity, right? So don't be insane. Don't keep doing the same thing, but expect it to be different. Learn to do different things and expect it to get better, because what you're doing now is consciously deciding what you want to do to make a difference for yourself and other people. We're in a place right now, we don't know how it's going to turn out. All we can do is hope for the best. And not only hope for the best, but plan for the best. And while we're here in this self-imposed social distancing, or even maybe not self-imposed, but required, You can take the time to begin to learn new habits of being, new habits of thinking, new habits of feeling, new habits. Because, hey, think about this. You speak existence, and create all the time. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word said, let there be light. I mean, this is an example of creation, of speaking something into creation. If you say, I'm having a tough time, guess what you are? You are describing what you consider the reality. If you say, I'm struggling with this, guess what you are? It's a reframe to say, you know what, I'm exercising my options, I'm trying different things and exploring possibilities, but that sets a frame and an attitude for how you then go through things. If you think it's going to be tough, it'll be tougher than if you think it's going to be easy. And it doesn't mean that if you think it's going to be really, really easy, that it doesn't get difficult at times. But if you think it's easy, and even if it's difficult, it's easy enough to get through it, as opposed to something you can't overcome or something you cannot do. You see, it's not about being airy-fairy, fantasy, hallucinating, silly thoughts about there aren't weeds. I have no problems. It's about realistically understanding that if you decide that you are capable and that you are resourceful and that you can do anything that you put your mind to, and if you don't know how yet, you'll learn, and if you haven't yet done it, you can learn, you can discover, and if you don't know what you need to learn, you can discover that, and that you could be flexible and adjust and continue and make small changes and adjustments that step by step get you to your destination. You know, how do you eat an elephant? Bite by bite, right? And so, it's important that what you do when you have the opportunity, especially like this, where you're not busy with the daily distractions of running about and traveling and going everywhere, people are, guess what's cool? Netflix is up. People are watching entertainment. They're sitting home. They're watching movies. I mean, what else to do, number one global expert, might as well. I mean, that's a good thing. But you can also watch movies. You can also watch and take advantage of this time and improve yourself. Like some of you who are watching this video, I hope you'll share it. I hope you'll feed it forward. I hope you will engage. I hope you will comment. You see, because if you comment, if you actually start a discussion in the comments, you're connecting with other people, and other people are our resources, and you may or may not know them. But if you engage with them positively, engage with them in a way that helps them and adds value to each other and uplifts them, as opposed to tearing them down and arguing and this, that, and the other thing, then you are connecting possibly with someone new who will make a real difference in your life, and you can make a real difference with them. It's always an opportunity. Networking is one of the best things we have, and it's somehow become, a weird thing. It's professional networking meetings because people don't know how to network. I sat in a mall when I was around 20 years old, and I was sitting in the center of the mall watching people walk back and forth, and it suddenly occurred to me that, a lot of times, our friends are people who are introduced to us. We meet at a party or in a function or an event. We have a conversation. We meet on a bus or somewhere, but there's typically some precipitating experience. Hey, I want you to meet so-and-so, right? Or this is my sister, this is my brother. And I was watching these people walk around and pass each other, and I thought, you know what? Strangers are friends that haven't met yet. And that literally was my thought. And I've said that since I was 20, and I think it's also a popular phrase out there. But for me, it occurred, it literally was an occurrence in my head that I went, all these people, given the right context, might be friends. And yet they're walking past each other, they're ignoring each other, they're busy with their day, they're jostling and bumping and arguing with each other. And given the right context, I mean, have you ever had a horrible fight with somebody? Because I have, and then I'm introduced to them, and they're like the best friend of a friend of mine, and they go, I want you to meet so-and-so, and we're looking at each other going, whoa, we really pissed each other off. And we have to kind of eat crow and go, hey, I'm sorry, man, because we're connected to this person, we now can be friends. So, whatever it's like for you, the point is that right now we have an opportunity to connect. Right now while I'm talking, you have an opportunity to connect underneath the video by commenting on the video or commenting to somebody else. Now, Here's something I want to say. I typed something the other day about getting through things and how it was all good, and a friend of mine typed something, and I was shocked, frankly. I mean, I'm not surprised by what he offered, but I was shocked because my thought was, really, out of everything I was sharing, that's your takeaway? And it wasn't the point I was making. It was the opposite point I was making. It was a political point that I had made. And I was like, really, that's your takeaway? That's the comment you leave? There's nothing wrong with it. He's got the freedom to do that. I'm just saying it didn't uplift. It didn't help. It didn't further anything. His comment just kind of hung out there as like, wow, that's a bummer. And some people will do that. I mean, there are contrary people. You say sit, they stand. You say blink, and they don't. You say don't blink, and they do. They're just going to do the opposite. They're contrary to you. And that's okay. If you recognize that, then you know what to do. You say, don't come in for 5 minutes, and we won't have a great conversation. But mindset is everything, and how you focus, what you focus on is what you get. What you focus on expands. Your energy flows where your attention goes, and focus, the ability to focus, is far more important than being smart. Because you can be really dumb and really happy. Hi, Caroline. You can be really dumb and really happy. You can be really dumb and really rich. You can make things without having to be smart. You don't have to have intelligence. What you need to know is how to focus on things that are important and how to focus on the things that bring you the most joy in life, that help you create your best life ever, and that help you create not only a best life for yourself, but for others as well. We're all in this together. We're all sailing in one big cruise ship called Earth. It doesn't seem like a cruise ship, but we're in one big petri dish, and it's called this planet. And we're, shooting through the atmosphere at something like 65,000 miles an hour, and yet the world is turning in a 24-hour cycle, and we're perpendicular to the planet. We don't fall off because gravity's holding us, and we think we're standing upright when we're actually probably standing, this way in space, and none of it seems that way. It is all an illusion to us. Our reality. I mean, we are, the parasites or the virus in the petri dish. We move through the world and we scar the territory wherever we go. We leave traces of ourselves. We infect each other. Well, infect each other with love, infect each other with kindness, infect each other with compassion, infect each other with liking, infect each other with wealth and health and good things, instead of all the crap that's out there. And that's the choice. And that's where being wise comes in. And if you focus on those things, you'll get more of them. If you focus on all the crap and all the worry and all the negativity, you will get that as well. Hi, Larry. How you doing? Glad you could join us. And Alan, hi. So focus on what you can do. And hey, if you're joining me in the middle, I invite you to go back to the beginning and watch the video again. And I really invite you to share the video, put it on your wall, share it to your groups, to your pages, or whatever. Thanks for the likes. I really appreciate that. Engage, comment below, have a conversation with somebody that you don't know that's positive and uplifting. A rising tide lifts the entire boat. These are like little trite phrases. Hi, Robert. These are little trite phrases, but they are powerful phrases. They are principles you can put into practice. They don't tell you how to practice them. It just says do it. A rising tide lifts the whole boat. That means if you're feeling good and everybody's feeling good, and you uplift, then others can too. I mean, it's based in reality. It's kind of like if I have one foot on the dock and one foot on the boat, it's a difficult place to be. It means if you're divided, if you're not standing firm, if you aren't in one place, if you aren't focused, the way we express ourselves has great meaning. So while you're here, while you're with me now, and after we are done conversing, or after I'm done speaking and you're listening, but you could be speaking right now. I can see. This is why I did this here, where I'm alone in a room with my companions, my friends Sasha and Bailey. I can see the screen better. Outdoors, because of the sun and the light, I can't see it. And So if you have questions or comments, I can respond to those if you're interested. But you guys and gals can right now have a conversation going on in the comments that is a way of making new connections. Network. Get to know each other. Share the good. Pay it forward. Contribute and add value to each other. Because that's truly what it's all about. And I want to say, I don't know if Rod is still watching or listening, but I do Rex Sikes Movie Beat. I've done it for 11 years. Not consistently for the 11 years. For the most part, yes. But there's probably close to 600 hours of audio, a podcast radio show about the movie business. And recently I've had director Michael Pfeiffer on and producer Peter Shareko and his wife, who's a producer. And hi, Mike. And Peter Shareko's wife, Susan Shareko, who's a producer in television as well. And I've had Dan Davies, a writer, producer, actor, and Jeff Ohm, who's a producer, director, who works in special effects. And coming up this Thursday, April 2nd, at 11 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Pacific, and noon Eastern, is Rod Lurie. And Rod is a marvelous director, a great guy, a good guy. And if you're listening, you can say, hey, Rod. But if you're not, it's Thursday. And be sure to tune into that, because this is a very experienced professional man who's got a wealth of movie, entertainment, journalism background. And we're going to have a wonderful conversation. So I'm truly looking forward to that. I have Michael Seibel, who's a director, coming up soon. I've got Lance Cowis coming up. Hey, I'm glad, Robert, you said hi, Mike and Caroline. That's really cool. Michael Seibel, I've got Lance Cowis coming, and others. So, and it's absolutely free. And you can find the archived programs at rexsikes.com. That's my name. Oh, very cool, Carolina. That's very kind of you and very nice. It's absolutely free, rexsikes.com, rexsikes.com. Hi, beautiful Sasha. She's probably going to want to go outside. I'm going to have to let her outside in a second. But do you want to go outside? You have to go outside? Want to go outside? Got to go potty? Huh? No? Just telling me what's going on. Come on over here, girl. Let me pet you. Sweet Sasha. She's so marvelous. I love these girls. And Bailey's here. She'll come up for some loving when Sasha does. They have to get it together. Rexsikes.com is where they're all archived, over 500 hours. It's available on iTunes. Not as many, 300 hours or 400 hours are on iTunes, and on Blog Talk Radio is all of them. And so, but 11 years of doing this consistently for about 9, and then a couple years on and off. So, hey, everybody, keep connecting up and talking and sharing. And then, hi, Ed. Ed, I'm so glad you're here. It's good to see you. I know Ed personally. We live in the same town. He's an amazing man, an amazing musician with an incredible voice. And I miss seeing you in person. And I wish you all the best, as I do with each of you, But I also want to tell you that I'm giving away an absolutely free gift, a free program. It's How to Change Your Thoughts and Transform Your Life. The links are all in my groups and on my page, and we'll put it in the comments here. But anyone who wants it, it's normally, the course itself is $497, and then it's a paid subscription support group. But I'm giving all of that away for free. And it's not always going to be free in that the offer will be taken away. But the course, once you get it, will always be yours. And right now there's video. I just added some bonus video and some more stuff. We do have the support group. This video may go in the support group as well, just because it's good to have there too. But people are joining the support group. People are enrolling in the program. And I'll tell you, one of the ways to get there is this. I have, my company name is Idea Seminars, IDEA Seminars.com, SEMINARS. Okay. Back in the 90s when, when the internet, we got on the internet, at the time we were told that people couldn't type two words together, that it was too confusing. They weren't used to it. So to put a hyphen or a dash between the words. Hi, Ron. Good to see you. Last time Ron and I were together was at the Wyowega International Film Festival, where Ron was appearing as Houdini. Well, that was a fun night. So Ideas Seminars is IDEA hyphen or the dash symbol, seminars, SEMINARS.com. But I've also, for 40 years, taught neurolinguistic programming and offered it. I love the way I do it. I know there are other people out there that do it, but I've been doing it for 40 years. I think that what I offer is very unique and very special because it's a blend of all sorts of different things that I have done in my life and studied. And so it's not just NLP, but it's many things. And I do have a program offered, that you can get online. But the pointer, it was a great time, Ron. It certainly was. And yes, Caroline, everybody should take advantage and get the 3 courses. I'm actually trying to work my way through telling you how to get it. I have another a URL that I've had for as long as we've been online called NLP Online. Now Let's Party, NLP Online, one word.com. And that will take you to the Idea Seminars website, just as idea-symbol seminars.com will. And what you do, you get to the Idea Seminars site. There'll be a welcome video for me, and then there's some of my other courses. But scroll down to How to Change Your Thoughts and Transform Your Life, Dynamic Secrets for Making the Law of Attraction Work. That course is the course that I'm giving as a gift, absolutely free. And what you do is you click on that. It'll say Learn More. You click on that. It'll open up it'll open up a page. There's a video there. Come here, Bailey. There's a video on that as well. And there's information. And there'll be green buttons every so often that either say, I want to learn more, which will take you to an additional page. Or it'll say, I got enough to take me to checkout. Or, I want to buy it now. Hi, Jerry. So click on one of the green buttons, read as much as you want, watch as much as you want, click on one of the green buttons, and it will open up a checkout page in which the $497 is erased and is zeroed out, and you'll get it for absolutely free. And it'll say, sign in if you have an account, and if you don't have an account, create one, which means you put your email address there and then hit the next button. And it's very simple, it's very easy to do, and then you read the terms and conditions. And it's a disclaimer, because no program is going to change you. Do you understand that? And I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a doctor, I'm none of those things, I'm not a psychologist, it's not that stuff. So there's a disclaimer in the terms and conditions, but what you can do is transform yourself applying the principles and practices as instructed. So you will transform yourself. I'm not going to transform you. I'll provide you. I may be the catalyst, but I can't do it for you. I can't walk the mile in your shoes. I can walk a mile in your shoes with you, but I can't do the walking for you. So that's just something that's important to know. You read the disclaimer, and then there's a little checkbox that says you do or you don't want to receive further emails. So if you don't want to receive them, don't check it. Or if you do want to receive them, check it, and that'll give you notifications and about other things, but also about what's going on in the program. All right, so that's how you get the absolutely free program. And then you'll get a link to the support group. It's a secret support group. It's only for people who are getting the free gift. I mean, I have other groups and other pods for other people in other programs, but this one is for those of you who take advantage of this program, because I want you all to come, and there's people joining up right now. I think there's 80 people or something since I started this. I'm wanting to get the word out further and farther than what I'm able to do. So if you want, you can help me do that by sharing this video or sharing the link or enrolling in the program and helping others to enroll by telling them about it. If you love the program, one gentleman wrote the other day, Chuck said, hey, I didn't even get through the first video, and I looked at, a couple of pages of the PDF, and I instantly started to get some results based on what you had said, and I applied it, and I'm very pleased. Excuse me. And I said, wow, that's fantastic. Thanks for sharing that. He's like, yeah, cool. And he's in the group. So you can get instantaneous results, but know this. This is a reconditioning process for you. And a lot of people out there are talking about the secret and why it works and why it doesn't work. And I'm going to demystify all of that for you and help you. It's always working. It is always working. That's what you got to know. It's not working. It's whether you can work it or not. It's kind of like your horse will run wild, but you need to learn how to direct your horse. You need to learn how to take the reins and steer the horse where you want it to go. Or your car is running on its own and you need to get behind the wheel, grab it, and take control of it. And that's truly what it's all about. And I'll show you how to do that. And I'll tell you how to do that. And then you apply it and you will do that. So make your moments marvelous and magical each and every minute. And that's the key to having a good life. Vibe high, feel good, express your joy and your enthusiasm, share your delight, share the good things. It's not. This is a time when things are tough, but you know what? We'll get through it. Civilizations come and go, but the people have been here. We are one species in this petri dish. Excuse me. No, I don't have the virus. But I do a lot of talking, and I drink bullet coffee. So I coat my throat with butter, and then I speak. And that's not a really good combination. But I do enjoy it. So my point is that you can transform your life, and you can be and do and have whatever you want, but you got to take the ball. Just as on a football field, somebody has to catch it or somebody has to run with it in order to score the touchdown, and you have to do that. I can throw you the ball, I can hand off the ball, I can kick the ball to you, but you make the touchdown. And when you do, you own your own touchdown. You own your results. Get it? You can say thanks for throwing me the ball, but you own it, and that's what I want you to do. I want you to own it. I want you to claim your results. I want you to skyrocket it. I want you to make an amazing difference for yourself. And not just you, but your family and your friends and the people around you and strangers in the entire world. And we can all benefit when we create a rising tide and we uplift each other. Blaine, did I say hi? Jerry, did I say hi? So that's my purpose in giving away the free gift. There's no strings, there's no obligation, there's no purchase necessary. It's absolutely free. And if I can't give away a free gift and get people to take it, I don't know what I need to do in order to do that. Right? It's out there. If you don't want it, you don't want it. That's fine. But maybe somebody else does, And I'd rather have you get it and really use it. But if you get it and don't do anything with it, well, that's up to you. Because to know and not to do is not to know. But a lot of people say, I know what I should do, I just never do it. Well, then you don't really know it. Because if you knew the value, the benefit, and the ultimate reward, you knew, to how to apply it, you would. Knowing and not doing is not knowing. Action is the proper fruit of knowledge. Action is the proper fruit of knowledge. To apply it, to put it into practice, to make it a habit for yourself is what's important. I'm willing to bet this is a robocall coming in on my other line. Yesterday they started. I haven't had any, and it'll be somebody calling up and saying, "Hey, welcome to the hotels," So let's see. If not, I may have to put this on pause. And now you can hear me in the background going, "Yeah, you reached me." Blah, blah. Let's see what they say. Yep, maybe they hung up already. So I really, truly hope you'll take advantage of the gift. I hope you'll transform your life, especially in this time when you have the luxury, I guess you would say, of being home. And it's an online course. And there's video, there's audio, there's a manual, there's a book. There's I just put in some bonus videos, which are important in terms of maximizing your effectiveness and communicating well with other people. Excuse me again. Again, realize that creating your best life and getting what you want, manifesting your desires, because the secret isn't just about, and it's never about sitting and wishing and going, I hope I win the lottery. It's not about it. It's about changing your life by learning how to do things like how to communicate more effectively, how to transform yourself into somebody who naturally is loving, the kind of person other people want to be around, making yourself friendly, somebody who people want to go camping with as opposed to somebody they want to avoid. Doing that and learning how to communicate and to connect, how to influence people in positive ways, whether it's your children, whether it's your parents, whether it's your siblings, whether it's your customers, your clients, your associates, strangers, knowing how to do so with respect. Hi, Susan. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you in some time, and I hope you're well. Mitzi was here, I think. Mitzi was here, and I hope she still is. I love you, Mitzi, by the way. It's about more than just sitting on your butt and thinking. It's about how do you connect with other people. One of the things about Napoleon Hill, and I love it, and I got a course on Napoleon Hill that I've been putting together, and one day I'll release, which I think is truly, really amazing and powerful, was that Hill said, here are some principles that you need to apply for success, and he covered a lot of different bases. I mean, he originally, introduced the concepts in Law of Success, and then in Think and Grow Rich, which became a much more popular book. But it's about how do you maximize your own resourcefulness? How do you transform yourself into the kind of person that you want to be? I've got a book coming out called Life on Your Terms. And it's been delayed for a number of different reasons. I might try and get it out right now while everybody's home. And if I do, I'm going to do something special with the book in terms of the release so that people can get the book and enjoy it. But in the book, I told a story about this gentleman who came to one of my trainings, and he wanted to be a public speaker, but he was very, very unexpressive. And he literally couldn't move his hands more than about 12 inches apart, in front of his body. In other words, you say, hey, everybody, and you gesture widely and grand, or you go, yes, I can do it, and you gesture that way. This was not in this guy's behavioral repertoire. He could say, everybody get excited, and, very informational, very, what we would say, auditory digital. It was very informative, but not in a fun way. It was, think of your least favorite professor who got up and read all of his notes without looking at the class in a monotone voice. This was this gentleman. Good guy, but not expressive at all. And so I said, I need a volunteer, and who would like to help me? And Bob did. And so I would say, Bob, here's what I would like you to do. I want you to take your arms and I want you to move them. And I spread my own arms about 18 inches. So do that. And he would get about 12 inches and he couldn't go any further. I go, no, Bob, spread it out. Get your arms out. Get your arms out to the side. In other words, make like you're, standing like you're on the cross. I don't want to be disrespectful, but you got both arms way out to the side. Couldn't do it. We spent 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes almost chasing him around the room, backing him around the room. Very respectful and fun and delightful, but he couldn't do it. Now, Bob was staying with the person who had put on the seminar. They brought me into town. I think it was Chicago. They brought me into town, and we had a 7-day program or a 10-day program that we were doing. And so I'm in the hotel, where the seminar is or nearby. But this gentleman was staying with the sponsor of the training. So the next morning when I come into the training room, the sponsor's there, and he said, I could tell you something. I go, what? He said, well, last night he came in, and I said, yeah, and he goes, well, Rex tried to fix me, and nothing worked. And he said he spread his arms out. He demonstrated what he did. He said, oh, I knew something was up. Well, Bob, from my understanding, did start speaking and did start offering stuff. It was a breakthrough moment for him. He took the credit for it. Nothing I did worked. He did it. And Larry, the guy, was like so smart. He said, I wasn't going to touch it. I knew something wonderful had happened, and I wasn't going to say anything. And that's what it's truly about. It's going beyond our own limitations, your limitations, going beyond my limitations, and exploring new ways to be. My favorite saying that I've said for 40 years is, exploration is the doorway to adventure, and awareness is the key. When you become aware of things, you can take that awareness and put it into lock and open the door into a new way of exploring and a new way of adventure. You'll find and discover things. Oliver Wendell Holmes said, a mind stretched to a new idea can never go back to its original dimension. So when you learn and you transform your way of thinking, you have opportunities opened up to you that you never ever saw before. In the same way that when you buy a new car, or you get a new outfit, or you buy new shoes, or you get something really clever, then suddenly you also, really, really cool, you see other people with those things. You see those same make and model of car around the world that you never noticed before. So what happens is you are awakened to a new idea. You can't go back to the original dimension, and you start noticing examples in the real world of opportunities that you had been missing, because you're now coming from a new and different place. You're no longer only coming from what you did in the past that was always the same, the 65,000 thoughts that we think daily, repeatedly, that we think we're thinking new things, but we're really not. We're not thinking new stuff, most of us. We're just thinking the same stuff over and over again with a little different window dressing sometimes. And this is really borne out by research. 65,000 thoughts, and they think 90% of 95% are the same ones we thought yesterday and the day before and the day before that. But when you wake up to a new idea, a new way of being, hi Jeffrey, a new opportunity for yourself opens up, that exploration opens a doorway so that you can adventure in different ways, because you see and notice different things. And you have the ability to connect in new ways with different people if you learn communication skills and ways to communicate, whether they're sales skills or just being a better mom or dad. Get it? So learning to do anything well requires screwing up at first. It's like if you juggle, you're going to drop balls. But the more you juggle, the better you get at it. The better you get at it, the more you're able to do. So if you start juggling, with 2 balls, you can juggle with 3 balls. 3, you can go to 5. Then maybe you're juggling flaming torches and chainsaws while sitting on a chair on a tightrope in the sky eating a sandwich. I mean, the more you do, the more you become capable of doing. And it's all done through practice. Hi, Matthew. It's all done because you've practiced it. You repeat correctly the skill you want to learn, the principle or the practice, consistently for enough time, long enough, and it becomes an unconscious, hi Mario, it becomes a unconscious, reliable, automatic habit. And if you practice new habits to replace the old habits, in other words, stop doing what you always did, but you start doing new things that get you new results that you enjoy better. You start making your life joyous and fun and deliberately delightful. You determine to make all your moments magical and marvelous. Well, and that's a habit that you learn. Hey, Andrew. Mario, it's great to see you. Congratulations on all the acting you're doing. That's fantastic. So, and again, I want to encourage everybody to comment and to share and to engage in the comments while you're watching this video and after this video. I encourage you to share this video if it's touched you in any way. Help me reach more people with the free gift. If you're just tuning in now and you missed all the free gift stuff, you're welcome, Mario. If you missed all the free gift stuff, then go back and watch about how you can get this free gift. $500 gift. It's more than that because it's a subscription-based support group, but $497 program. By the way, we priced that program low to begin with, but some people don't consider that low, but it's low for the value. We priced it low so that more people can take advantage of it, because people who need it most maybe can't afford a lot. And yet you have to have some skin in the game. So I'm taking the skin out for you. The only skin you get in this game right now is to apply it. Make it your own skin, your time, energy, and effort to apply the principles and practices so that you can transform your thinking, transform how you feel. And when you do, you can transform how you speak and how you represent the world, whether it's hard or easy, whether it's some people say, how long is this going to take? And I don't want to know how long it's going to take. I want to know how soon we can make it happen. Maybe subtle, but it's a different mindset. How soon can we make this happen? This will be tough. And I go, well, how easy can we make it? How soon can I find myself feeling wonderful in ways that I haven't yet even begun to think about? How quickly can I discover myself feeling really joyful and putting a smile on my face more often throughout the day? How many times am I going to smile today? Could I smile more than 10? Would delight and surprise me and delight me to discover myself smiling and laughing often throughout this day? Oh, hey, Misty, you take care. I love you, and best to you and Bill and all. And please do, if you can, share, spread, and get enrolled in the program. I'm sure you'd love it. But have a fabulous day, and I'm glad that you were here, and thank you for letting me know. All the best to you and to the boys. Thanks. Take care. So apply the material. Get the material. Learn the material. Have a fabulous fun time with it. Transform your life. And you know what? Share what you're doing with it. That's the other thing. Create a new reality for yourself. You know what I did? I applied this. I got this result, and it was great. I did this, and and if you go, I come back to the Wright brothers all the time because they literally transformed our world when you think about it. We went from no air travel to air travel as a result of the Wright brothers. Yep, it happened a long time ago, but think about this. No one had ever done it. Nobody had flown under human power before in mechanical device. We had airships filled with, gas, but we'd never had, a mechanical aircraft. They didn't know how to do it. They just knew that they wanted to do it and that they were going to try and figure it out. And all the while they did it, they didn't know how to do it. They just were experimenting. So they would try it and it didn't work. And they would try it, they'd make an adjustment, a correction, and it didn't work. Hi, honey. We'll take you out in a second. Come on over here. Bailey came. Come here, Sasha. So all the while they're experimenting, they're adjusting, and they're continuing, and they're moving forward until one day they launched the plane, and it flew. It flew for 12 seconds. They were a success. Now they could backwards engineer what they did. They had never flown before. Now they flew. Now having flown, they knew, one, it was possible, so they could do it again. And now they knew what they did in order to make it happen. People always want a sure thing in advance of having it. But life is an experiment. Hi, Susie. Life is an experiment. Life is about doing and adjusting and correcting and moving forward step by step. You don't, at least yet, you don't transport to a new place. You travel to a new place. It's a process. And so that process, let's see if I can get up and take the girls out. Let's go outside, girls. Oh, I'm trying to step over my dogs. We'll go. Are you ready, girls? Where are you? Okay, go on out. Go, go, go. Think I'll step out with them. Cool. So it's a process. It's step by step. You try, and if it doesn't work, that's feedback. It's not a failure. Don't throw in the towel. Don't give up. Use that information to do something different that gets you closer to the result. They said Thomas Edison took 10,000 trials. Hi, David. Hi, brother. How are you? I'm fantastic. 10,000 trials to make the light bulb. And then he said, well, I didn't, it wasn't a failure. I learned 10,000 ways not to do it. But when he learned the right way, then he knew how to do it, or whomever did it, and then he patented it. And then, what the difficulty was selling everybody on a light bulb because they had kerosene and they had gas lamps. They didn't need light bulbs. Then they had to find a way to market it. Ford had to find a way to market the car because everybody had horses. They didn't need an iron horse. Every new innovation meets with resistance. You know who are our number one challengers of anything new? Is science. Because they're so busy proving the null hypothesis. When something new comes along, oftentimes they don't embrace it because they know what's worked in the past. And then eventually they come through. Business oftentimes jumps on it before it's ready. Because they're like, well, I can make money at this. It's all good. It's all good. And hopefully your life is good. And if not, I have a program for you. And if your life is great and you want to make it even better and you want to tweak it, then get the program and apply the principles to making your life even more incredible. And if your life is just okay, yes, you need the program. If it's haphazardly good or bad, you want to learn how to make it better and better and better and better. If it really sucks, you want to learn better and better and better. And if it's truly marvelous, it can be even more marvelous. And that's not saying anything is wrong. That's saying you're doing something right. So make your moments magical and marvelous because you can. And I'll help you through it. I'll help you in the best way I can. I'll give you the best information. I'll give you the access to the principles. I'm giving you, like I said, video, audio, books, and manuals, and more. And the support. And we'll do live things in the support. We'll do Q&As and some webinars and different things. So join me. Hi, Jacob. Join me and help me spread the word. Help me get it out for other people so that not only you can benefit, but they can benefit. I can't reach everybody by myself. I'm doing these videos in the attempt to reach more and more people. And my brothers, I would love to make it available to all my brothers. I posted something in a group the other day. I got an absolutely free course. Can I post this here? Just somebody let me know. And out of all the members, not one person answered and said, yeah, go ahead or don't go ahead. Something like at the time, something like 75 people saw it, but nobody commented. So, I didn't do anything. I'm waiting for a go ahead. But I did put it out there. So you can help me help other people have access to this program. The girls just ran by me. Now they want to go in. And they are heading in. So you can help me help others have access to the program. It's free enrollment. Now they just ran back out. It's free enrollment. Hi, girls. It's free enrollment, and it's there for you. It's yours for a lifetime. Please help other people enroll in the program. You can light 1,000,000 candles off of just one candle, but you have to have your candle lit first, and then you have to make the effort to light the other candles. So I'm asking for your help, and I'm giving you a free program and support. I'll do anything and everything I can to help you make your dreams come true and for you to create your best life ever. All right? So, as I always tell people, one piston pump in your car isn't enough to get your car going. It has to happen repeatedly. You have to practice success repeatedly. You have to do the same things repeatedly, consistently, correctly for long enough in order to make it a habit. Same thing with watching a video or reading a book. Reread, revisit. When as an actor in Hollywood, as a young guy, I would go to the same movie 5, 10 times, and I would watch it from different points of view. I'd watch it as an actor. I'd watch it as a screenwriter. I'd watch it as a potential director. I'd watch for the lighting, the makeup. I'd look at the editing. I always wore a different hat, but I would constantly go back and watch the same movie over and over again, so I could extract what I could from it. I've read Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich almost every day of my life since I was about 11 years old. I read a sentence, I read a paragraph, I read a page, I read a chapter, I read whatever I can, but every day there's something that I go back to that book about. That's one of many marvelous books, but it's worth doing. If you have my books, if you have my programs, review them. Go back and review them, because a day or 2 or 3 later, after you've read something or you've watched something, you thought about it, and you process it, especially if you apply it and you make it your own and you've tried it and it works, or it's not yet working the way you think it should or want or expect or hope or any of that stuff, then a couple days later, come back. 3 weeks later, come back, do it again. Not apply it again, but review it again. Constantly review, and you will constantly improve. You will make a difference in your life. Now, I want to say the last thing is self-improvement is a misnomer. You don't really self-improve. You let go of the things that are difficult, and you become a new person. You transform. But the concept of an improvement is there. So if you improved 1% every day, you would improve 365% at the end of the year. If every day you're a little more positive, a little more powerful, a little bit more confident, a little bit more loving, at the end of the year, you're 365%. And that's if interest doesn't compound, because if interest compounds, like when you put money in compounding interest places, then really it becomes, I don't even know what it becomes. Somebody said like 77,000 or something like that. You improve greatly. Hey, Susie, you improve beyond what you could imagine, and all it does is take a little bit. When they aim a rocket at the moon, it's always auto-correcting. When a plane flies to a location, like from east to west, it's always auto-correcting. It's always off course more than it's on course, and it corrects. And if it were just 1 degree off, and you shot to the moon, and it was 1 degree off, you'd miss the moon by hundreds of thousands or millions of miles. One little tiny percentage degree difference makes an incredible difference. If you transform what you're doing today by just a percentage point, 3 months from now, 9 months from now, a year from now, 10 years from now, you'd be unrecognizable. Again, it's applying what you know, taking action with it, correctly, repeatedly, consistently for long enough in order to make it a habit, a reliable habit. And you can have new habits, new routines, new conditioning. You can condition yourself to look like a sculpted bodybuilder, but only if you do what is required to become a sculpted bodybuilder. You don't sit in your home and wish for it. You get up and you do the exercises and you eat right and you sleep right and you do those things. And before you know it, you'll start seeing progress. You won't see it tomorrow or the next day necessarily, but you can immediately see some progress when you start applying these principles, and that's the difference. There's always a little bit of inertia, and the mind and the feelings and the body are 3 different kinds of vibration. They're 3 different kind of energies, you know. So one is very ethereal. It's kind of like thoughts, and then there's feelings, and then there's the body. It's a little more sluggish or has greater weight to it. So things come about in their own time and in their own season. So take my gift. Go to nlponline.com. Go get the free gift, How to Change Your Thoughts and Transform Your Life. Dynamic secrets to making the law of attraction work. And as I said, it's always working. You're always getting exactly what you're focused on, exactly what you're thinking about, unconsciously or otherwise. You're creating your own reality. Right now, you are where you are because your thoughts have brought you where you are today. Tomorrow, you will be where your thoughts take you. If your thoughts suck and your feelings suck, don't be surprised if the experience you create isn't that great. If you always do what you always did, you're always going to get what you always got. To expect otherwise is to think crazily. But if you change what you're doing, even 1%, you make a little bit of a change, a little bit of adjustment, and you do it repeatedly, consistently, and you develop a new habit, guess what? You'll be miles down the road in no time at all, feeling wonderful, better, and reaping the bounty. You know, a farmer plants and knows that there's a seed to harvest, and then they wait expectantly for that harvest. You can't be wringing your hands going, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. You just wait for it because there's a time when it will come to fruition. And when the seed grows, you know what? It produces thousands of other seeds, thousands of other fruits, of which more and more people can partake. The universe is truly abundant. So as we circle the universe on this globe at 65,000 miles, hurtling through space, thinking that we are the center of the universe, know that you can make a change and you can help others make a change. Comment, share, engage, get connected, network, and uplift everyone by uplifting yourself. Light 1,000,000 candles off of one. Just make sure your candle is lit. Make all of your moments marvelous. Have a fabulous day. You'll see me here again and again because that's what I do. The blog is gratitudeactivator.com. It's free. Daily inspiration and gratitude. My show with Rod Lurie, director, and a really good guy, is Thursday coming up, April 2nd, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern Time. You're gonna want to not miss that. You're gonna want to be there for that as we talk movies and more. And if you see me online, always feel free to connect. When you see the videos, feel free to say hi. Much love, peace, blessings, and again, make your moments marvelous and magical. Be fabulous because you can be. All right, I'm Rex Sikes. I hope to see you in the program and in the support pod real soon. Okay?